Oh, my earphones aren't even on yet. Hold on a second, okay?
That's okay.
Are we good patients, or are you generally seeing a trend?
A lot of people find it's uncomfortable to floss. That's generally because they don't do it enough.
Tell me your background, Clint.
My background.
Yeah, tell me about yourself.
So I guess my background is I started my working life as a software engineer. I did software engineering at uni back when I left school. Did that for about almost 10 years. Decided to go back to uni and study dentistry. And that took a year of study to get into dentistry and then 5 years of study to actually finish it. And then now I've been practicing for 4 years.
Why dentistry? I feel like they're really quite different.
Well, there's not much crossover at all in IT
skill sets,
and
the tools.
Well, programming in dentistry anyway. It was interest in medical stuff.
How's that journey been, transitioning into this medical world? Walk me through what life does look like prior to all of this.
Yeah, it's been really enjoyable. So working life, going to seeing patients every day, doing the general dental stuff. Been a lot of fun.
What excites you about the general dentist stuff? Is there any particular type of dentistry? Like, I don't have the language, but
no,
like the children or the gory stuff. Walk me through some of
the gory stuff is more fun stuff.
see, like the gory stuff.
Taking teeth out is a lot of fun for me. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So what does that look like now, having to be in a really unique position with every day the rules changing on us? Walk me through how that's been.
Really up in the air. A lot of it hasn't been clear for us. We had some recommendations maybe 2 weeks ago to try and limit what we were doing anyway. A lot of my colleagues that I went to uni with had already stopped working because the practices were just too concerned about what's happening. Practices I work at, one is shutting down. The other practice is in the process of determining what to do there, but we'll have to shut down. And we don't know. It could be a month. It could be 6 months. We're not sure. But effectively means most of the dentists are out of jobs. We can see emergency patients or toothaches, anything that produces aerosols. So drills, our scalers for cleaning, we can't do anything, which effectively shuts most private practices down because our general treatment is what we do every day, whereas a practice can't stay open waiting for an emergency appointment just on the off chance someone's going to get a toothache. We can't pay staff.
But what does that mean, though? Like, so what is the dentistry community doing in order to facilitate that? Have you been hearing anything from the community? Is there any options to do dentistry online? Some
practices are doing like teledentistry or like online video, but all that can be is like a consultation.
So then in terms of all of the industries that are slowly getting affected, we're kind of seeing a wave, and each one, as the new stipulations or restrictions come through, we see the effects like yourselves in the dentistry field. There's been a lot of discussions around how do we shift, knowing what we know, how do we shift online? And you've got a lot of small businesses now changing their practices digitally, and you're trying to consult, but what are really the options? Yeah, what are the options?
We don't really have an option in dentistry. Dentistry is
wow.
We can't fix teeth without seeing a person.
Yeah, really, just like there.
Exactly. So I can't clean teeth. I can't do a filling. I can't take a tooth out if it needs it. Generally, dentistry is one of the highest risks for infection in lots of diseases just because of what we do in the mouth. Even before we had restrictions placed on us, we've had a lot of slowdown at the practices I've worked at because people just ringing, cancelling, unsure of the environment anyway, so not wanting to go.
Would you say, like, in terms of the standards of healthcare and standards of hygiene, walk us through what a typical practice would look like in order just to maintain basic hygiene and sanitation?
So we have pretty high standards in Australia of infection control in regards to what we do for every single patient. We have to have everything wiped over with either alcohol, wipes, some neutral detergent for some things. All our instruments have to be sterilised to a standard. For us, it's masks, gloves, protective eyewear, those sorts of things. And everything has to be changed for every patient.
Who's at most risk for this COVID-19? You know, there's so many different folks that are going through different experiences, but particularly with hygiene health and how it compounds with all of the other systemic health issues. Who should we be looking out for during this time?
If a patient has it and we use a drill or our scalers, it just stirs up everything in the mouth that then aerosolizes all that stuff. So it's more a risk to us. And also if they come in and that happens, they're not sure how long it's living on surfaces. So if by chance it stays there and another patient comes in, same with things like it's a closed environment there, it just can start to infect a lot of people.
When this starts to pass, what can we do to, once we get the approval, the practices to open again? And how can we get confidence in individuals to start coming to the practices again?
It's a hard one because there's going to be a lot of trepidation about everyone. Even when they say it's okay, I can just imagine a lot of trepidation with people being careful about going out. But it's all about our communication. A lot more dentists are using social media a lot more, promoting it that way. And then we just have to slowly build back up from there.